Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of SaviLeaders video tutorials. I'm your host, Dr. Savvy. This time round we're looking at project dashboards and we're looking at rather an interesting template. Yes, very interesting. Interesting because they can be used as standalone or they can be complementary to a highlight report. Now a highlight report, depending on what's been agreed with your project office or with your client, can be something that comes out once a week or maybe at a key strategic time for when progress has been made with a project. So you could argue you could do it as a weekly business review, monthly business review, or quarterly business review. You can get some cadence and some understanding of how the project's going in terms of rhythm. Let's have a look at the key elements. So you can see on the very top, we've got objectives, we've got some highlights in terms of risks and issues, and we've got some nice little pictures to show you where we are. This particular graph shows you that everyone's happy on green and we're making good progress. But are we? So it's important to realize that data is good, but the meaning behind the data is important as well. And that is known as narrative and key objectives before you write the narrative and outcomes in terms of what you want. So for example, if there's a risk that you really want to address, it's important to bring that out here with some suggestions of mitigation and also bringing out a reference to the particular timeline. In this case, more of a waterfall one saying at this point we need to do something because it's impacting the ability to actually reach that point. In agile methods, which are a little bit more flexible and parallel operating, you might want to identify some key things that are taking place that may risk or ensure that you're on track to the milestones that have been identified. My personal view on this section here, which happens to be the primary resource, is that unless you've got an organization chart that has been agreed, there's no point in repeating again and again. This is a great place for new starters or people that have made key contributions to the actual project. Let's return back to the main focus of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to give management or the governance structure a key view on where we are and what we want to do and what we want. We also notice in this particular example there's no reference to money, and it could be that maybe the board has agreed not to talk about money, or you might want to just put a summary. As I said before, narrative is the most important part, and constructing that narrative around charts is great, but there's no point in putting lots of charts together if either you're not referring to them or they're too complicated to understand or bamboozling the actual audience. Well, we hope you enjoyed this particular show, this particular video tutorial. It was a brief view of project dashboards. For more information about templates or how we can help you with regards to tools and techniques, especially if you're doing a transformation project or a change management project, we can come on board and give you a helping hand. We can even run facilitated workshops which are independent views of how a project can be structured or reshaped to achieve its particular targets. Feel free to send us an email at info@SaviLeaders.com. We look forward to seeing you next time.